Well, good morning, Leukemia Warrior family. We are getting ready to head to Union Station in St. Louis. My entire side of the family is here. My mom, my dad, my brother and sister-in-law, and their 3 kids. Lexi is so excited to have her cousins visit. We are celebrating our Thanksgiving as well as my niece's birthday. And we've got most of our Thanksgiving stuff ready to go for later today. So we are looking forward to a fun day in Union Station, doing all the things there, like the aquarium, the Ferris wheel, the selfie walk. There's a ropes course, all kinds of fun things. So we'll see you in St. Louis. So when we first got to Union Station, there is a large koi pond outside, and you can put money into the machine and get out a handful of fish food to feed all the fish, which was really cool. And so before we hit up the aquarium, the kids wanted to feed all the fish. After we finished feeding the fish at the koi pond, it was time to head in for our 9 a.m. tickets to the aquarium. The aquarium is a fairly new addition to Union Station. It was just built in the last couple of years, and while it's not huge, it does draw a good crowd and it has a lot of interactive things going on. So when you first get there, you see this digitally immersive wall of fish while you're waiting to board your train, so to speak. And then you get to walk into a room and sit on a bench, and it has this digitally immersive screens that make it look like you're on a train and you're being transported to the aquarium. The best part about it is that the narration is done by a really famous actor by the name of John Goodman. Maybe you know him from Roseanne. A lot of people don't know, but John Goodman hails from St. Louis. That is his hometown. And so it's pretty cool to have a famous St. Louis native narrating the animation. And so it goes through a history of St. Louis. We're famous for the arch, and we have a lot of old buildings. The big Ferris wheel from when they had the World's Fair years ago, back in the early 1900s, there was one in St. Louis. And so it's very cool to see all of the animation. There's the Enterprise Center where the St. Louis Blues play. We have Busch Stadium where the St. Louis Cardinals play. And then, of course, you know, the biggest attraction is the arch, and we're right along the Mississippi River, so you get to see the water. And this narration kind of takes you through all of that before taking you into the ocean to see all the many different kinds of fish there are to see. It was just a very cool experience. Once you are done on the train, you get to go inside the aquarium and look at all of the mini fish. They were very interactive. There was lots of things you could do. In this one, they got to stick their hand in, and Lexi said it felt like tickling. But they loved that. And then they got these little sheets where you could do a scavenger hunt. And so you had to try to pick out which fish were in what exhibit. So some of these are fish that you might see in the Mississippi. Pretty cool. Lexi loved those little river otters. Like, I had no idea. Those things are so cute. And they swam around so well. They were just gliding on through the water. Now, this was really cool. You got to dip that little ball into the cup of the fish flakes and then hold it up, and the fish would like spit their water at it somehow, and it would knock food into the tank. Did you see that in the corner where that guy just dropped the entire cup of fish flakes that he had? I felt so bad for him. He was trying to scrape them up off the floor while Lexi was doing that. Oh, so bad. Then they had this little digitally immersive sand table that you could play with. Like, the sand is real there, but then it had all these digital animatronics on the top. It was so cool. Like, you could play with the sand, but it made it look like you were on the beach or in the water somewhere. So that was very cool. And you know Lexi, she loves sand, so she would have stayed at that little table for hours if we would have let her. This was really neat. They had some armadillos. I guess they're not just fish here. They had these armadillos, and they had actually different animals besides armadillos that would come out at various times for demonstrations. And so these were the armadillos. They had them out and they were playing, and they had their handler with them. And then you got to move on to all the various insects, which was kind of cool. They had this really cool frog, and they had a big tarantula, the golden knee tarantula, if you can see it. Ugh, I do not like tarantulas. And then this one was weird. It was called a bird poop frog. I mean, I don't know. Maybe you could have come up with a better name than bird poop frog. And then the turtles, of course. So cute. Tons and tons of turtles. And then the lady was getting a zip tie, and you can actually feed the turtles. You put like the little piece of food on the end and stick it down in the water, and then the turtles will come up and nibble it off. So that was kind of neat how they did that. This is the area where you could pet the starfish. There was all different kinds of starfish and sea anemone type things in here, and so it was kind of cool. And when you touched them, they kind of moved a little bit, and you had to be super gentle with your clean hands, and then you could wash your hands afterwards. And then here's the stingrays. Now, at the St. Louis Zoo, you can pet the stingrays too, but it costs extra. You have to pay to go there, and you can feed them also. But sometimes it's really hard in their big tank to touch one if it doesn't swim near you. But this tank was small enough that you were guaranteed to touch a stingray. And Lexi definitely got to touch one. She loved it. This was a tank of jellyfish. She got to touch jellyfish. I thought you couldn't touch jellyfish because they would sting you, but I guess these are the kind that don't. And then here we have this big shark tunnel that you could walk down, shark cavern, shark cave, something it was called. And then once you got through it, it was this big area where there were actual sharks, not like super huge ones, obviously, because it's an enclosed tank, but they had some pretty cool sharks, and Lexi loved it. There's one in that little window, in fact, and then when we get all the way down there, you'll see them in a bigger glass enclosure. After the aquarium, we had some time to kill before the restaurant we wanted to go to opened. So we had tickets already on our all-inclusive passes to this selfie walk, it was called. So basically, it's all these different rooms that you can go in, and you can take various types of pictures. So that one, they had changed the lighting, so it will kind of look like an old black and white or black brown type of photo. And then this one was a room full of beautiful lights with trees and Santas. And this one was a room full of Elf on the Shelf. And they had mirrors in place of the faces, so you could put yourself there. This one was one of those optical illusions where if you stood next to it, then you stood back and it made you look smaller. Then after we were done with the selfie walk, it was time to go to lunch. Landry's seafood house, so good. When I tell you I don't like seafood, so I got their Caesar salad with the herb-crusted chicken on top, and it was excellent. My husband tried some of the shrimp, like flatbread, crawfish flatbread. There was oysters. The desserts were to die for. My mom and I split a bread pudding because we were so full. After the lunch at Landry's, we did the carousel, which is also included in your all-inclusive ticket. So basically, you can get an all-inclusive ticket that does all of the things at Union Station, or you can just pay for things item by item or get like a ticket for 2 or 3 of the big ones. This is the big Ferris wheel at Union Station. It's really cool. You can fit up to 8 people in these cars, and then at night it lights up depending upon the season. 4th of July, it'll be red, white, and blue. At Christmas, it's red and green, so it just kind of depends. But you have such cool aerial views of the city and the arch, and the kids really loved riding in the Ferris wheel. So this is the ropes course, and I didn't have to put any music in the background of this one because everywhere else we were, they were blasting copyrighted Christmas music through the speakers, and I didn't want our video to get flagged. But Lexi has done ropes courses a few times at Great Wolf Lodge, if you've seen any of those videos. And also she did a ropes course when we went to Branson this summer. So this wasn't her first time, and she's definitely getting better at it. She had a lot of fun with it. The only part that made her nervous is towards the end there's a zip line, and she said she was really excited and she wanted to do the zip line. And then when it came time to actually do the zip line, you just kind of got to let your feet go and keep going. And she got really nervous, but she eventually did it.
Good job, Lexi.
You can make a circle, it's fine. It'll be okay. Just follow Lexi.
Can I check it over the line?
What?
Check it over the line? Because I'm already in the first one, and then I...
Yeah, just go, make a circle, keep going.
You got this, Lexi. You can do it.
Got it.
You can do this, Lex. You got it, baby. You can do it, sweetie. Whee! Good job. Yeah! Go, Lexi, go!
Back to the music in the background, they were really blasting away the Christmas music at the mini golf, and I was singing along, having a great time. But Lexi really had fun at the mini golf course, and all in all, we had a great time with my family on this trip, and Lexi was so happy to see her cousins. So we really hope you enjoyed this video. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe and help us get to 11,000. Bye.